Welcome to Does It Matter? Someone surprised me recently, a young fella, in our conversations. Um, Someone very young asked me, what is love? Like the song, What is love? But it was a genuine question. And I have to admit, I was perplexed because we do assume that we know what some of these basic constructs, these basic motives are in society. But yeah, I thought I had a handle on it. And I thought about it, and I didn't have an easy or simple answer for him. And we talked about it at length, and I think I helped clarify a few things. But what I realised was that I thought that I needed to have a simple answer to it. And I think that might be a problem in society at the moment, is that we think there should be clear and simple answers to very complex phenomena. And it dawned on me as I was thinking about this in the last few days since that conversation, that how many other such assumptions and conflations are we making? Like, I'm clumsy sometimes, because I'm always thinking and not always focusing as I should be, mindful of what I'm doing. And, I'll knock things down or break things or, drop stuff. I do that a lot. and I'll get frustrated. And then I realize, well, what right do you have to be frustrated? Why do you assume that shouldn't have happened? Was your mind 100% on the task? And are you perfect? Should you never drop things? Should you never make mistakes? Should those things never happen to you? Why are you so special that should be the case? And it certainly made me reflect more and more on the assumptions that we have about how things should be. We all assume that we should love, be in love, love others, be loving. And I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Culture-wise, I think it'd be a global perception. But is love that simple? Are any of the great motivating forces of life that simple? And should they be that simple? And I guess that's the angle that I'm coming from, is rather than trying to get involved in some long-winded discussion about the nature of love and the nature of love in society, is why do we think that it should be easy? Why do we think that love, or any of those concepts, any of those great virtues, should be easy to understand, easy to act upon, easy to live in? I think love can be hard. I think love can be difficult. I think love can be confusing. I think love can be very painful, as well as all the good stuff. And I think that we have grown up with a facsimile of love in our brains, and I don't know almost anyone who's free of that to some degree, has been infected by that facsimile of love. Love isn't like that. Love is as complex as we are. Love is a manifestation of human sapiency, sentiency, interdynamically between brains. It's the manifestation of something that occurs when brains hook up. When brains hook up, not just genitals, but brains, and societies hook up en masse, we get love. When we have children, we get love. So there's so many ways in which we create love. It's an emergent property of our complexity linking up. Why the fuck would that be simple? Why would that not be problematic? Why do we expect it to be free of problems, free of difficulty, free of struggle? And yet we do, and especially in modern society. People expect that love and relationships shouldn't be, there should be a low degree of problematics involved, and I disagree. Like, if you're poor, expect your relationships and your life to be more problematic. If you have health challenges, if you have difficult families or estranged families or sick family members, invalid family members, your life, your loves are going to be difficult, perhaps permanently. Like, there's all these hidden assumptions behind the way that we love each other that get in the way of actually being loving, get in the way of actually really loving each other, and being genuine in our love. We might feel it, but we're not acting in such a way as that we're loving. I think a lot of us are less loving than we think we are because of all these assumptions and these conflations that lurk in the background of our brains, convincing us that love should be a certain way. I mean, love should be fairly loving, a person should reciprocate, those kinds of things. If you're in a group, the group should take care of you as much as you take care of it, so on and so on. But outside of those very general baselines, our assumptions about love are often quite erroneous and quite unreasonable, very unreasonable. Our circumstances dictate, like everything else, how love is going to be manifested in our lives. And that brings it always back to us. Like, we're responsible to some degree. Like, if you're poor and you're finding that it affects your relationships, it affects your love for yourself, for others, for the way that you manifest it, then you need to do something about that. You need to do something about it either internally, and you should anyway, and perhaps externally as well, seeing if you can improve your circumstances even just a little bit, one bit at a time. You need to take responsibility for the nature of the results that you're getting in your love, in your expression of love and your interaction with the world. You're responsible for that, not other people. If you're not enjoying your love, that's on you at least as much as it is on anyone else. And I feel like that's an important part of the lesson, is like, look at the assumptions that you make. Look at any potential conflation. Look at any sense of entitlement that you have, and we all do at times have senses of entitlement that we're not entitled to. And then look at how you can make that better. Look at how you can redefine your love, redefine your interaction with other people to make that love manifest in a more healthy way, manifest in a better way for you. And look at how you can change your circumstances, even ever so small, ever so inchworm-like. Gradually move the bar very slightly to improve your circumstances so that you can experience a happier life, a life with more love in it. But yeah, it struck me as a I caught it within myself. It was quite humbling. I didn't think I was doing that, but I was. I was in certain ways. And then once you notice it in yourself, you see it everywhere. Once you catch that error, you'll start to see it all over the place and go, "Holy cow, that's definitely something I need to talk about," and sort of hopefully draw some other beautiful brains' attention to how they're tripping themselves up. So have a look at that. Tell me what you think. Cheers.